All right, it is October 1st, first day in the market for October. It is Thursday. The market is now closed. It is like 4:02. And, let's take a look at what happened today in the market. Let's look at the SPY. Let's go to the big board where I have all my moving averages. So Dow Jones finished up 35.67, S&P plus 1810, NASDAQ 159, small caps 2133, the VIX 2679. That remains elevated. The VIX between, I would say, 20, 30, 35, more like 25 to 30 it's been. Commodities, gold up 1660, silver is flat, copper 2.87, crude 38.66. Crude's sliding down here a bit, down 3.88%. So a lot of trades aren't working alongside for even swings with crude. Crude is not doing well. You don't have the cruise lines moving now. I believe they're shut down the rest of 2020. You don't have, people aren't driving as much because a lot of things aren't open. Airlines, shipping across the oceans are probably down. So, crude's going to remain down. It's that simple. You need things to open up. Once you have flying increase and airlines, all that, it's, crude will get bounces, maybe small bounces, but it didn't really get over that 40, was it like 42 mark or 41 mark? So here's the SPY. Stimulus news, they keep going back and forth with the stimulus, and they're playing games, and nothing right now is happening. So it's weighing on the market. We're over to 50 here. We had to move down, bounce down, bounce and huge move down, probably faked out a lot of people, and then we came up strong. So right here we touched that 100-day at 320 and bounced all the way up. We're above the 50 now, so the 50 is important. If we get below that in these moving averages, we could come back down. We're starting to bend sideways a little bit, so the move is a little bit, could be a little bit frothy here. This move could come down a little bit. We'll see. We do have a MACD histogram crossing. Elliott waves looking good. Weekly, you can see here the 9 to 5. Weekly right here is right at, like I said before, that 50 is huge on stochastics. You below and above, you hold that 50 line, we'll probably go above. So looks like we want to go back up and test that again at 350. The weekly is very strong here. So you see crossover RSI and MACD histogram never really went negative. So it looks like a fake out now. 4 hour. You have your 50-day run across. See this, a hit before down, hit down. We're very frothy in the 4 hour now. It's very high up. I mean, once you're this high up, what can you do? Go down. You don't stay high forever. So if we get new stimulus doesn't pass, this will drop the market big time here. So it's very up in the air things. This is very high. It's looking bullish at this point. So you have to take things really day to day at this point because the news is coming in and out very fast, and you don't want to be caught long and short if bad news breaks. So there's the SPY. Next level I would say right here is about 341-ish plus to the downside. You have this little move here, probably 330. Here's the NASDAQ. Do a little line here. This is a little line developing. We're well above the 50. RSI or stochastic is getting very overbought. We do have a MACD histogram crossover. RSI and Elliott wave. It's decreasing down here. It crossed over on RSI. You have clear skies ahead here, so I'd look for 11,405. I'll look for 11.5. And there's your support, all these moving averages right here. So it's pretty easy to see. The weekly, it's second green candle, very crossed over right here on stochastics. 4-hour, and we're above the 50 and everything. So that's looking like that right now. The Dow Jones, there's your 50 coming across, all moving averages. The next one on this is 28138. Crossover, MACD histogram. It's bending a little bit on stochastic, still looks bullish. And this was a filled candle day because, you know, the market was very up and down and it faded. So let me see here. And I had this on, net change color based and open close. I don't keep it on open versus open because I read most professional traders color based on net change. Open versus close, the actual open versus the close of the candle, I believe. Net change is, I think it's above the previous candle. I forget exactly, but see, that's a red candle. Open close, that's going to show a red sign. So if you do have that, that's going to bring up red on your chart there. So you can see their net change and it's red. See the 4-hour struggling right there. All right, so, you know, that's the Dow Jones, has to get over, you know, that level. Then you have support here, moving average. So we'll see what happens with that. And here's the VIX, like I said. Look at this. You have the 50-day coming across right here. It's right about 25. Then you have just over 29,200. You're sandwiched between. Someone's going to win here. Either we're going to break down or volatility is going to increase, and we're going to, you know, break up at least briefly. So you can see the move on the VIX. UVXY. It's just strange. It's not really running with the VIX. It doesn't look like, as far as it moves. Yeah, it's at 20, 50-day crossing down. It's pretty much stuck between this range too. All right, some of the ETFs, SDAL, had this run. See, it's coming down now. Looks like a little bit more to go on that, the daily. SPXS, same thing. Yeah, had its runs all September, coming back. These might pop up again. SQQ, really, now it's getting oversold. We'll see if this tries to bounce back. TZA, same thing, downtrend there. FAS looks a little bit better, like a sideways move on stochastics. SOXS, this is really getting oversold now. It's at a 7 on, this is the semis. LABD is coming down. There's dust. SCO, this is bearish crude, which is, had to move up, came all the way down to 16, now we're coming back up. So this is looking more bullish. Ultra short crude oil. ERY, this has made a tremendous run. Over 60, like I said, this hasn't been, you know, 60 since big move March. And this is really over now. This is on bearish energy. Now across here, maybe starts to come back down. TECS, this is technology bears, and this is getting oversold again. All right, UDAO. You can see here we're over these moving averages. The main one's the 13, the 20. Go back to the screen here. Yeah, right at the 200. This chart looks a mess. I have a lot of moving averages. And you can see this coming out of it there. You can see where we're at here. UDAO. SPXL, right above the 50. Yeah, that's where we stand. It has to hold, or else we'll get back probably that 20 or to 200. On SPXL. TQQQ. Right above the 50-day here now. You know, I thought, like a lot of people, we were going to go to the 200 level. Never happened on the NASDAQ and a lot of The 100 held. So, this wasn't a super big move down as a correction, but we'll see what happens here. I'm trying to get back up to this 23.6 level. We just crossed over, so it definitely looks bullish here. But if we get no stimulus, this could be not good. TNA, right there at the 50-day. Watch for that. FAS is a little bit behind you. The 100, there's the 50-day on FAS. SOXL, there's your 50-day, and this has really made a really strong move right here with stochastic. So from here to here, what do you have? 210 to 267. That's a really strong move. Elliott waves green. A lot of bullish things going on right here. In the 30-minute on this. This made a good run breakout. Now we're back up here. We're going to come back up here, come back down, or come back down right here again. It's looking bullish as far as MACD histogram and Elliott wave. BAU, this is biotech. This is choppy back and forth. Maybe we get back up to 60. Here's Nougat, you have 200 coming across, 200. There's the 150. So sort of in this range here. This might come back up to 100. Here's UCO. This is a ultra crude coming back down. Brent oil fund. Here's ERX. This is oil, or not oil, actually energy. Tight wedge down. It's a flying wedge. You're actually breaking this wedge now. And this is very oversold, but it's in the downtrend. Oil and energy are not doing well at all. If they get some news, DFM, back and forth, nothing much going on here. We'd have had one real big spike that was in June, a little bit in August. This has been flat for amazingly this long. Here's DIN, dime brain. See the 50 trying to cross the 200. It's a golden cross. It has to get over this level here. Sort of bending down here. The trend has been up though. You just want to wait for each bottom point if you can nail. Home builders have been strong. Here, look at this bounce. Move up, move up. And this is near the high, 56.18. So the home builder has been extremely strong. You can see here from the top all the way to the bottom. That's nail. So you can see the ETFs today, back and forth. Bearish ETFs, they don't stay out very long if the market's in a downtrend. So the market's been pretty bullish right now. Again, nice little run. All right, today's top gainers. You had some pretty decent gainers. You had a mix of penny stocks. I'm looking at the top, like 3, 1, 8, 13, 31. Some higher ones, 30, 18, 28, 27, 18, 23, 45. So a mix today of higher price stocks and some pennies in there. So it was pretty much 50-50. And some good runners here. Just as popped after hours, XTNT, Medical Holdings, probably news. All right, this was the mover, SLDB. And let's see the news on this. Solid Biosciences announces FDA lifts clinical hold on Ignite DMD clinical trial. That was 7:30 a.m. There you go. There's your news. Yeah, right here, and then people start seeing it. 7:35. Boom. There you go. And this is the 5-minute. And what do you see here? Once this starts to move the 13 over to 20, the age-old question: should you trade pre-market or not? That's the tough question. You know, on these moves, the thing is, the moves are going to be early because pre-market, they're releasing the news. So you're getting a lot of moves pre-market. And then if it keeps going, which penny stocks, a lot of them don't, that's the problem. That's why a lot of guys short these penny stocks. See this here? And then he faded. So it's either a front side or back side. Front side is going to be morning. And you know, you take your shots on it. If the chart looks fine, I mean, unless you're using a lot of size, it shouldn't be a problem anyway. So here was the first move high, and then came back up. And you see this low getting higher, higher. Break here was very nice, 350. And then you had the break right here of 4. You had good momentum. And the volume down here, it's enough, 400,000. That's plenty of volume. And then look, we went straight up. There's a high shooting star wick. And then we start to come down. So very fast move up. You know, almost hour and a half. And then he slid it down. And this is the typical chart of you'll see pennies. When pennies are hot, they'll last. All right. So, you know, pennies will not last that long when you have a market that's not hot for pennies, as far as they're not going to have rippers all day, 200, 300, 400%, where you see them just going higher and higher. So, you know, that's what you got to look for. So, play pre-market or not. If you're going to play it, you know, just play the pre-market like if it would be as if the open. You're playing here to the open probably. And see the fade here. And here's the daily. You can see the daily, this chart, some mass gap downs all over the place. Huge gap here. Formed a wedge here. It held right at 2. They exploded up today, 218 million. Got right to that 6 line. And you can see here. Now, if you go, let's see the 10-minute. All the way up. And then came back down, and there's your 350 line. So 10 minutes even cleaner. See how far away to the price is 13 to 20. So that's a good, you know, sign for a long, very strong momentum there on that line. 3-minute. You see the 3-minute here down almost. What was this? 312. Then we went up to 350. And see every move down. Look at it touch. Look at it touch. And then we fade it. So this is a very good long pre-market. If the move's there, you have to go with it. You have to, you know, take your shot long on this. I don't like to trade before 7. My broker AZ trade, so I can't trade till 7 anyway. But usually after 8, you'll pretty much see, you know, what the move's going to do anyway. So it's all about the pattern. Like here's another one, ENLV. This popped up at 6:55 a.m. Look at this, straight up. And then look at this early. And where's the time here? There's a cross, change of direction, 8 a.m. So the time this move was made, this is the move from here to here. It'll be crossed and it changed directions. Now, if you're playing the bounce here, yeah, if this gets over this line, over 10, very tough to play. On this, you got to, you know, 11, and it came back to 954. So it depends on your stop. Wasn't the best of plays here. So you can see this like top here. Now compare that to SLDB. See this? This kept going straight. There was no change right there. This move was higher, and then it faded pre-market. Typical fader. I have lines over this one now. You know, this was the one of the stocks that popped like 40 plus. Well, now you have a line here. You can see this popped up. Nope, came back. And you had like the 5 line hold on this. So you can see these pennies. Pennies are all garbage. And you just have to know the plan. This is junk. Yeah, this dove down your 30 line, 31.42. Not the best of plays. Some very choppy. EXPR. Draw your line right here. And this is a wedge. This is a falling wedge pattern. See this wide, wide, tight, tight, and then we explode up. Yeah, this is potential here. That's great volume, 17.6 million. We might get over 1 here. So 64 cents, look at this. Then you come back, where do you come back? Look at these wicks. They come back to the 13 MA or the line, came back. So this was a really good long all day. And then OX, really popping after hours. And like I said, this one was oversold too. This came all the way from 65 down to 25. Very oversold down here. This is great potential long too. There's CBAT. You know, back and forth in this. Draw your line here. You have a high of a day line. And you can see this. This wasn't a bad long. BBVY, Bed Bath & Beyond. This is going up. The 1650. I'm not sure if these are misprint lines. I hate that, but 1650 all the way to 20 plus. WTRA now. TCS. This is a pretty good long here. Daily chart. So this got to 650. There's your high day line. 675. One of these dips. It's a nice long. See, this is a better long. You're talking pennies or small cap. These dips and these keep going. And look at how it holds here. Get it a 10-minute. Even better. 13's way over to 20. There's no fear of selling there. You got to get a higher time frames. Job. ADS. Pure slide again. Look at this. The move was all the way up here. And draw your line. Now, this one, it's a tough move after trading that. You want cleaner charts. ADRO, it's a good long. DVPR, again, look at this chart, back and forth, back. The low is getting higher each time. That's why this trend lines are one of the most important things. Your 1320 EMA, volume. Just look at the chart here. Low, 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 keeps getting higher. Each time it's getting higher. Now, Nikola, NKLA, this chart is garbage. I mean, the company's garbage. There's so many fraud going on. It did bounce. Oversold. I thought it would bounce. Great volume today. You can definitely trade this. I would not hold this at all. Long. It's not bad. Right over 23. 23 on this. Here's Sale. Sale Point Technologies. And this is the big channel now. Look at this from low to high, low to high. This broke through. And it's been on fire. What a run. See a pre-market here, 5,000 is a very light volume, very light. You have to be careful. Not much you can do to get in here. Right here, maybe. CTIC, Biopharma, 205, get to 255. Rocket mortgage, I called this in one of my last videos too, oversold. There's your wedge. You know, sometimes I'll break out slow. This is a huge green candle. You can't deny that candle. Good volume. Still very oversold here. And we really took off. And on these, you know, it's tough to play. Let me see the volume here. This is a good volume, 251,000. Draw your line right here. And that's the previous close, this red line. My green line is the previous, or today's open. So 20, give this 20 line. And right here, look at this. One big green candle. What are you going to do here if you're playing this? You're playing one candle. I mean, you want to try to get in at least a few candles, but it's a big breakout volume. You're 25th. So you're either going to play 2050 or maybe come back a little bit, maybe halfway, which it didn't. That's always the risk, high, low. I usually like to play the low candle because they put in these wicks and it'll come back. You know, the 3 minute, you know, here, the 3 minutes a little bit better. So once you're right here, where's that? 2040, it's pretty much in between. And then you can move up. 10 minute, you know, this took all the way up. So between the 3, 5, and 10. But this is a great long, and this is good potential to continue long. Rocket mortgage, look at this. We're only at a 30 here. This was at 34, it came all the way back. OSTK, falling wedge. Look at this, back and forth. Back. I've been calling this one too. Over 80. Big green candle. We closed at the high of the day. That is very bullish on OSTK. 12 million in volume. Trade at 80. See this back and forth. This, when you had this candle, probably scared people out. Went back and forth. Look at this. And then you see the 70 line hold. That 70 line held. You have a trend line here. And yeah, how high are we going to go? That is the question. Move up here. We're going to get a full up. Is it going to do one of these? You know, up, come back. It's tough to say. Definitely like if we can continue maybe to 100 plus, we'll see. GLNG. Golar. Wow, this is up near 14, went all the way down to 565. Very oversold, 773. This is good potential here. The gap here. I like this long. EXPI. Expa World Holdings. This is a weird stock. Weird stock that's run. This thing's been at 10 and it went to 45. Jesus. Look at this run. Now you have your high day. Here's your support. 41. This is a $4 gain today. Great move. C2 in your top gainers. I know most guys trading small caps are looking at probably the top 5. And then you get down the list. There's good moves everywhere. It's yeah, it's just a matter of what you're looking at. ADNT, Voxel, NIU. It's held 18, slid across, and we're breaking up. Kirk. Yeah, I thought I talked about this one before. Kirk. Said to move up. You know, low was going back and forth, very choppy, not moving much. And now we're finally moving up. So they do that a lot in these charts. When they move up like this, strong, come back, you know, bounce, then it held and started to go up again. There's Angie. Now this is a good long chart too. Trend line, you know, bounce all the way back to trend line. First green candle, that's a really good green candle. Not that, this one. 10, we went to 12.29. 35 days now on Angie. And on this, to get into it, let's go to your day before. There's no pre-market on this. Big quarter line here. So this, what are you going to play? Play that 1150 line. Very easy to play on this. Let's see, 1500. Yeah, it's a good, it's an easy 1,000. UGI, back and forth chart on this. Going down the list here. These are like 10% gainer, CCL, CCCL. Etsy. Etsy's like, so almost a $10 gain. Kern. Where's that at? BLDP. Where's that one I was just looking at? FTCH. Where's Kern at? I was looking at Kern. Kern was a former runner. Remember this? This went to like 70 back in 2019. It's never reached that again. Total, junk stocks. All right, looking at some other stocks here. Rad. Rad has two. This is a channel now. Down, bounce. I see on this, see us bounce from here. Didn't really move much, maybe $1. Then it came all the way back again. From this low bounce to here, that was a good move. 12 to 14, $2 move. But this is a real wash down. We're at a 3 on stochastic, so this is good potential for long too. Just got to find a stop here. Right here, look at this line, 925. Is that going to hold? We'll see. All right, some other stocks potential here. NKTR, this wash down. It's in a clear channel down. Oversold again. Stochastic, very oversold. Could bounce further. NK, sort of the trend line now. We'll see if that holds. The XRT, I don't like that chart really. SWBI, I like this candle. Excuse me, getting dry. So right here, this 15, back and forth. Really nice open candle today. Starting to come up now. 37. Sideways, sideways. This is a big falling wedge here. This has good potential long. ODT, sort of a wedge here. Trying to get above 15. A lot of these therapeutics that are buried, they'll have a chance to come up again. It might take months, could be weeks, who knows, like BMRN, still nothing. Codex, there's the run up. See, coming back down now. On this front, stochastics from oversold to overbought. That's like 2 extreme levels. That's your money, here to here. Very simple move. LL, this doesn't get good volume. I don't know why this doesn't get near 1 million. There's your move down. Trend line, or moving averages, came back down again. Double bottom, now it's coming back up. Draw your line right here. It's trying to squeeze up. OPK, I called this in my previous videos. I think I don't stop the way it's other sites. Look at this three, how this three line held. You knew this was oversold from this wash down. Look at this. Back and forth, back and forth. There was a breakup candle, and this is really done extremely well. Three strong candles in a row. Now we're completely overbought. Yeah, I don't like it here. It might make four. You might get a reversal candle, like a spike up, or maybe it's just going to even come down. Extremely careful with these stocks. If they made a run like this from three, these doesn't move that much. Like $1 is huge on this. I would be very careful. Cruise liners. There's your oversold. From here to here is a cross. Change the direction. It's trying to bend. Is it going to bend down and go back or cross up? Flying Airlines, back and forth. This is another short move. Yeah, it's very choppy, some of these stocks. You have to get them the right price. Wind's holding that 70 line again, oversold, came back, going back under. That's on Wind. This is on Den. There's a Den right here, so let's move up, move down. Now it's just all jaggedy here on that. Zan, wow, this got crushed from 75 all the way down. Pharma. All right, some other stocks. You can see these are all the cruise liners. Sava, not really doing much now after that move up. Yeah, there's Roco. This has been on a good run. Charles Schwab. Lines, trend lines really broke up today. So did AMTD. This is Ameritrade and ETFC. E-Trade, not following them. AMD. Oh, this 75 hold right here, the 70 line, right up. That was a nice play there. What else is here? Anything? AMD. Yep, and there you go. So huge run up here. Then you have the pullback, nice pullback, a little bit of correction here. Look at right to that about 75 line or 70, actually 73.87. Look how oversold it is. And then, we bounce. Nothing's going to bounce perfectly. That's why, just because it's oversold stochastics, it has to be the right setup. It might come up jaggedy, might come up back and forth, then come up. This came up very strong from 75. About a $10 gain. And this chart is a great long chart. Big wedge. You can see here from 2018, everything's getting wider. The moves are getting bigger and bigger up and down. So, the volatility. All right, some other charts top. This is setting up too for a nice move up again. There's this stock, remember, all the way back in last November, right here is oversold. Yeah, it's going to go up, it's going to go up. It just kept going, a little bit of break. This thing went down all the way to like $1. This was $1 stock, and it went to 26. You could have made like 25, 50, 100,000. So this is going this way. And then we came up in August, another big move up. Now we're coming back, correction. Very oversold. We're at 13. Yes, extremely oversold. This has good potential, good potential. I believe one of my algos, it says 30 36 to 40. Usually they're not that high. I don't know where they get that. Yeah, I'm looking for maybe 24 range. Maybe we come back test this high. So we have a clear channel here. So, yeah, this is a cluster right here, right here. Looks to be holding. Yeah, very oversold here. So this is another nice swing trade to look at here. And once it gets over these moving averages, we could be in business. So that's top. So top SWVI red, good potentials for swings. And I might post stuff later if I see any more. Space, GCI. Now on these, like the connect points right here. So, just like the connect. So here's that high, then it came back, then the trend line, back and forth, back. This is the place wants to break up. This eventually could break up strong. There's Coles, I talked about this too. Every oversold point, look at this here, here, here. This is the extreme. Here to 8. This is 1946. This could come right up here, maybe to 20 plus. This is good potential. As far as a chart, like every low has made a nice move higher, a few dollars here, so doesn't look bad there. Coles, another one. All right, so that's it. Going back to the pennies. So there's plenty of things to do trading. Swing trade. You can hold it a few days to a month. You can, play these small caps. You can play short. You can play long. On the long side, you just have to get in early. Get in early. Know your chart. Know what you're looking at. See this? The move's lower here. The move didn't start out up here. So lower, and then it broke up. And what do you see the move here? This was, it was not necessarily low, sort of middle. But look at the move. The move was here. And this is 7:15 a.m. And then a move went down. It can break back up. So they're not bringing them long. They're not staying long after the open. We're not in that market. So you can see on that. All right, so that's it. A lot of news in the market. Crude's not doing good. The market is going back up. We don't have stimulus. That could hurt. If we get no deal, we're going to drop pretty hard, I think. So I think the market's waiting on that. We're going back and forth. We're making our way back up from this wedge. You see this? And, we'll see what happens here. All right, that's it. Please subscribe and like the channel. And we're out for now. Peace.